Good morning, dear students. In this lecture, we are going to study motion of charge particle in electric, magnetic, and electromagnetic fields. These are the three sections. In first section, we are going to study motion of charge particle in electric field. Then in next section, we are going to study motion of charge particle in magnetic field. Of course, all the electric, magnetic, and electromagnetic fields are constant in time. How that charge particle behave in such electric, magnetic, and crossed electromagnetic field that we are going to study. In that, before studying this, we must know what is mean by charge particle. We know charge particles are the particles which are nothing but having mass and some specific charge like +1, plus E or minus E. What are the examples of these charge particles? Electrons have charge minus E, protons have charge plus E, then some ions, okay, ionic particles. Then there are some elementary particles like lambda particle, cascade particle. So those particles are having charges. If we place those charges in constant electric field, what will going to happen? Okay, so before that we must know the Lorentz force equation. Okay, so Lorentz force equation is applicable for a charge particle when that charge particle is placed in electric and magnetic fields. Okay, so what is that equation? So that force is exerted by this electric and magnetic field, that force is equal to Q into E plus V cross B. Okay, here Q is the charge on that charge particle, E is the electric field intensity, V is the velocity of that charge particle, and B is the magnetic field induction. So today we are going to study motion of charge particle in electric field. Okay, in our next lectures we will study magnetic and electromagnetic fields. So first of all, motion of charge particle in electric field. So here in this equation, if we have only electric field, then we know that vector B is equal to 0. So force on charge particle is given by this equation. Vector F is equal to Q into E. Okay. So in case of electric field, there are two cases arises. First case is that when electric field is parallel to direction of velocity of that charge particle. Okay, so first case, when electric field is parallel to direction of velocity. So for that, consider a charge particle which is having charge Q, mass M, and that charge particle is moving in such a way that its velocity is parallel to external applied electric field. Okay, so in that case, how can we show that? So for that, suppose these are the three axes, X, Y, and Z axis. Electric field we are applying parallel to X axis. So we can show that electric field is like this. Vector E is equal to Ex into I cap, which is constant. Now that charge particle is entering this electric field from here with initial velocity ux in this direction. Okay, so initial velocity is ux, which is along x-axis. Now we have to find out equation of motion for this charge particle. Remember, this is the third application of Newton's laws of motion. First application we have studied motion of projectile under resistive medium. Second is rocket motion, and third application is this. Now when electric field is along x-axis like this and charge particle is entering along x-axis with initial velocity ux. So to study motion, applying Newton's second law of motion to this charge particle. So what is Newton's second law now? External force is equal to mass into acceleration. So force is along only x-axis, so we are going to take only x component. Okay, so external force is q into ex, which is Lorentz force, is equal to mass of that charged particle is m, and acceleration of charged particle along x-axis is dvx upon dt. So this is linear homogeneous ordinary first order differential equation in terms of velocity. To find out velocity, instantaneous velocity, we have to solve this differential equation. How can we solve this equation? By separation of variables. So m into dvx is nothing but qex into dt. So we can take that m over here. Now integrate this equation, we get vx is equal to qex upon m. Integration of dt becomes t and some constant of integration which is c. So to find out that constant of integration, we have to integrate that equation by taking initial conditions. What are the initial conditions? At t equal to 0, which means that particle is at this position. So at t equal to 0, in this equation we have to put initial velocity. So initial velocity vx is ux. So using in above equation, we get, see, at t equal to 0, which means that term becomes 0. So vx is ux. So c directly becomes ux. Okay. So we get c is equal to ux. And now that equation becomes vx is equal to ux instead of c plus q ex upon m into t. Now see how that equation is looking. V is equal to u plus at. This is the kinematical equation for velocity. Here a is acceleration, which is qex upon m. So from this we know that when that charge particle enters in an external electric field, that charge particle is accelerating, which means velocity of that charge particle is increasing. Now next, we have to find out instantaneous position of that charge particle. So again we know that Vx is nothing but dx upon dt. So using Vx is equal to dx upon dt, which is equal to ux plus qex upon m into t. So again, by separation of variables, we can take dt over here and integrate this equation. So integration of dx becomes x is equal to uex is constant. Integration of dt becomes t plus qex upon m. T dt becomes t square by 2. So x is equal to uxt plus qex upon twice m t square. And again some constant of integration. So to find out that constant of integration, we know that at t equal to 0, its x position is 0. So if you put that in this equation, x is equal to 0, t equal to 0, this term becomes 0, this term becomes 0, which means constant becomes 0. So we have instantaneous x position which is given like this. So what is the trajectory of that charge particle in electric field when electric field is parallel to direction of velocity? It is nothing but a straight line. Okay, from that equation. But while moving that charge particle, it gains velocity, which means that charge particle is accelerating. If you shift direction of electric field to minus ex, what will happen? Then in that equation, here we get negative sign, which means velocity goes on decreasing. And in this equation, we get negative sign. Okay, which means that charge particle goes in this electric field, but its velocity goes on decreasing. At certain point, its velocity becomes 0, and from that point, it will again came back. Okay, so trajectory will be like this. Okay, for that charged particle. So with this, we finish our section when electric field is parallel to direction of velocity. In nuclear physics, for identifying particles, acceleration depends upon q upon m. Okay, which means charge on particle to mass of charge particle, that ratio. Okay, suppose we have different particles. Those particles have different masses and different charge on them, specific charge on them. Then if we apply electric field like this, then this distance is different for different particles. So from that we can identify different particles, and same is used in bubble chamber. Okay, same principle. Now moving to next section, which is the second part in this section. If we apply electric field perpendicular to direction of velocity, suppose E is perpendicular to V, in that case we have to find out motion of charged particle. So now again, suppose we have charged particle which is having charge q and mass m, is entered in a external electric field such that its initial velocity is perpendicular to the electric field. Now how can we show that? Suppose this is xyz axis. Now if that charged particle is entered with initial velocity ux at this point, and electric field is applied to the perpendicular direction, Ey into j cap. See, electric field and velocity are perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now in this case, what will happen to the motion? See, in this case, again, we know that if you apply Newton's second law of motion along x-axis and along y-axis, so along y-axis, what will happen? Force, which is Lorentz force, q into Ey is equal to m. Here we have y component of velocity, dvy upon dt. This is acceleration. So force is equal to mass into acceleration, and we have applied Newton's second law along y-axis. So again, how can we solve this equation? Q Ey upon m, again dt. If you integrate this equation, so integration of dvy becomes vy is equal to q Ey upon m into t, plus constant of integration c1. Again, we know that at t equal to 0, which means when that charged particle is entered in external electric field, so at that time its y component of velocity is 0. Remember, charged particle is having velocity only along x direction. Okay, so y component of velocity is 0. Then this implies c1 becomes 0, which means constant of integration is 0. So here we get vy is equal to q Ey upon m into t. Okay, by using initial conditions. Again, to find out instantaneous y position, we know that vy is nothing but dy upon dt. So dy is equal to q Ey upon m into t dt. So integrating this equation, dy is equal to q Ey upon m, okay, t into dt. Integrating this equation, integration of dy is y is equal to q Ey upon m, t dt becomes t square by 2 plus constant of integration. So again, at t is equal to 0, okay, its y position is 0, which means when we put t is equal to 0, that charged particle is over here. So at that time its y position is also 0, This implies C1 is equal to C. Y equal to 0, T equal to 0. Both this factor becomes 0, which means C1 is equal to 0. So then we get equation for Y is like this. Now call this as equation 1. Okay. If we apply Newton's second law of motion along x-axis, okay, so along x-axis, what we will get in that case, m, there is no any external force along x-axis, okay, so 0 is equal to m into dvx upon dt. So if you take m is this, or left hand side, 0 upon m becomes 0. So dvx upon dt is 0. What it does mean? It means vx must be constant, okay, which is nothing but ux. If vx is constant, then derivative of that term is 0. Okay, so in that case, again, to find out instantaneous x position, ux is nothing but dx upon dt. So this gives dx is equal to ux dt. Integrating this equation, we get x is equal to ux into t plus constant of integration. But again, at t equal to 0, x is equal to 0, that c becomes 0, x is equal to ux into t. So these are the two equations, equation 1 and 2. Now to find out trajectory of that charged particle, to find out trajectory, we have to find out equation of x in terms of y. So if you put t is equal to x upon ux in 1, okay, so what we will get? So y is equal to q ey upon 2m into t square, which is nothing but x square divided by ux square. So if you rearrange this equation and take all this factor to this side, so we can write this equation as x square is equal to 4ay. And this is nothing but equation of parabola. Okay, so which means if you put charge particle like this, then charge particle came like this and goes like this, where that electric field is applied. While going in this direction, velocity of charge particle goes on increasing. Okay, so that charge particle is also accelerating. If you apply electric field in the negative direction, then that charge particle came like this and goes like this. Okay, now there is very one interesting situation. We studied that situation in projectile motion. We know that force, if you apply electric field, is like this. We know that is like q ey upon m. Okay, acceleration of that charged particle is like this. And if you place charge particle like this, then it will go like this. So we know that how that charge particle is going. So that charge particle follows parabolic path, same as that we have studied for projectile motion. Okay, so it will go like this. Okay, so with this we finish our lecture of motion of charge particle on in electric field. Okay, thank you.